I'll take a response from you shortly. But having asked a question about my engagement with Turtles Bay, where I'm saying that there's a strike looming, I'm also being prompted that the National Health Students Association of Ghana have served notice of strike. So more strike, in the offing. But Eric and Derrick are on the phone lines right now. They have finished their nursing studies, but have been home for years now. Eric and Derrick, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Trust you're well.
By God's grace, I'm doing very well.
So you have completed your training as a nurse. For how long have you been home?
Actually, almost 3 years now. Since 2019, we have been home till now.
And what is the reason? What have you been communicated to? What assurances have been given to you? What can you share?
Actually, it is very disappointing that since year of completing, we are still in the house. In 2020, from January 2020, that we started engagement with the Armada Association, GRNMA. Fortunately, through them, they made it possible for us to be having engagement with Ministry of Health, to be precise, Director HR. By God's grace, we were able to go through the portal, of which after the portal, we were expecting that what would be following was postings. Unfortunately, on our part, as registered nurse assistants, we are still in the house, whilst our other colleagues have all been posted onto the field or into the field. Attempts have been made several times to find out as to the reasons why we are still in the house and not posted. And the feedback we are being given always is they are on making arrangements to begin our process soon. So this is our story. The soon have been our story as of now.
How do you feel, Eric and Derrick? You both are on the line. How does that make you feel?
If our parents are listening, if our family are listening, if people who have ever taken care of individuals to go through the nursing training are listening, I do believe at this point they do all share what we have been through. It is very frustrating for us to complete in 2019 and still be in the house doing nothing or having nothing to do. Unfortunately, registered nurse assistants also don't have the opportunity to do what we call national service or rotation. So right after school, we have been in the house till now.
So 3 years of being in the house without being posted, without working, how do you survive? How do you get by?
It is very, very hard. We have lived together with our parents, and the little that they have to use to cater for our kid brothers and sisters, these are the same little we have been living on, struggling to even get something to do. And it's very difficult to even get a work which you can even earn something as we are in the house. It is very, very hard. We have individuals who have gone into situations not because that they wish to have gone into such, but because they wanted to survive.
What are you talking about? What exactly are they doing to survive? What do you mean? Make it clear.
I may have colleague females who are into certain relationships, not because they wish to, but because they want to survive. That is one. We would have individuals among us who have gone into certain kind of activities which are unlawful, but just because they want to survive. There are people following certain things at the moment, not because that is their wish, but because they want to survive.
Call me naive on this question, but I just want some kind of clarity on this. You're a trained nurse, and we have several, hospitals, private hospitals scattered and dotted across the length and breadth of this country. Now, I know that there are some nurses who do locum or work at one big facility and then do a part-time elsewhere. Why can't you nurses, although you have not been posted, look for some of these hospitals and work at?
Thank you very much for this question. I think this have been one of the means we have all tried to push in for our colleagues to get such opportunities. But how many of these opportunities do we have in the system? We are 10,727. All sitting in the house at the moment. Myself, for example, from 2019 as we completed, I have never had a single opportunity to do this. So how many of my colleagues who have similar opportunities?
How have you tried? How well have you tried to get something to do?
Honorable Eric, I think I want to come in at this point. I think with the direction that the conversation is going, I think by adding my voice will create a sort of relevance to what you just said. You see, the opportunities out there that exist are mainly very exploitative. You see, you don't find exactly what is like what we get in the hospitals. You find people offering you way less than you deserve. I know people who have been working for between 500 cedis and so on, and it really is difficult living in Accra and working for between 500 cedis and 800 cedis as a nurse.
Maybe you would even be working more than some of the main nurses who are on the payroll and all that. And this figure that you mentioned, I don't know whether it was Eric or Derrick who mentioned it, 10,727 nurses at home. 10,727 nurses at home.
Exactly. That's only 2019 registered nurse assistants for information gathering. Even 2018 or 17, we still have a number of them still in the house as at now. But for 2019 registered nurse assistants alone, we are 10,727.
So tell me this, I mean, Derrick and Eric, I know that nurses are leaving. They're leaving the shores of Ghana to go see greener pastures. Has that thought crossed your mind? And if so, why are you still here?
Okay, so currently, I personally am working on trying to leave Ghana. The situation here is quite dire. The truth is, it's not as if nurses are not needed in the country. If you go to the facilities, you realize that there's still a shortage. And we are nowhere near meeting the WHO requirements of nurse to patient ratio. But the government still finds ways to avoid putting us into jobs immediately after we are done from school. The point is, I'm actually from a different batch as Honorable Eric, but the point he made also reflects our situation. We have not been communicated to. We have no idea what implementations are being done. No sort of communication.
Once there's been no communication and you don't know what is happening, what do you intend to do about it? What's the plan?
Personally, like I was trying to outline, I'm trying to leave the country. I don't know what we are trying to do as a group, but it's quite there. When you find people going to picket at the Ministry of Health and doing all manner of demonstrations, and these days, these things, they don't pay any heed to. You just go there, people get arrested, and that's the end of it. There's nothing proper comes out of it. So it's really difficult here with all these kinds of limitations for health.
Eric and Derrick, thank you very much. Thank you so much for your time. And you are in our thoughts and, of course, in our prayers as well. I have on the line a very fine lady. She's a lady nurse.